Okay, so this nigga Drake is a cuck, chat. Do we have any Drake fans in here? So basically saying that Drake's a cuck. Well, Drake always wants well, I mean, maybe you want to chase, bro. I mean, there is a time where Drake DM some nigga's girlfriend because he talked trash and then she was on her story. Oh my god, it's Drake. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably shoot myself in GTA, bro. Or I literally will bomb her house in GTA. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of crazy. Damn, Drake did hit it dirty. Let's see.
And in Drake's case,
Bro said definitely racist, bro. You literally hate on black people all the time. I don't want to hear it, bro.
it's almost like self-sabotage. Back when the beef between he and Kendrick was at its height, his loss
That's disgusting. It is, bro.
wasn't something a lot of people were commiserating.
I don't know what you're talking about.
In fact, with the way that he behaved both online and away from the prying eyes of the public, there were plenty of people who felt like he was simply facing the consequences of his own actions.
Gonna ratio? Go ahead, bro. I need it. W plug, man.
Or he's a selfish, lying, manipulative.
Watching Drake have a weird obsession with other girls. Oh, because Luis is he kills it. That nigga kills it on YouTube.
Sack of who has made enemies for 15 years, and now we're here.
But if Drake like other men's girls and he like other men's girls, he got kind of 4K.
At the fucking boiling point.
What do you mean, you know?
Been behind the scenes hitting his baby moms.
What?
Sending money to baby. Yo,
That's
dog,
crazy.
You've been back and sending messages.
What do you mean? No, I'm not.
Wife,
It's Loista.
talking about hey, but this mom died. Hey, all that's cool, but where my beat at? I don't give a that your mom died. Dog, this has been a sack of behind the scenes, and because he got fans and had Lucian, everybody just get to turn a blind eye.
Now caught in the middle of a new feud, one that wouldn't be fought with bars but in the courtroom, Drake seems to be falling back into his old habits. By now, you'd think that he'd realize that dragging romantic partners or family into the mix almost always comes with consequences.
Drake!
However, it
Drake!
seems to only get worse as time progresses.
All right, party.
It's your boy Luista, and today we're goes deep. By now, the Toronto rapper has an extensive history of taking aim at innocent bystanders on the sidelines.
My fault, you know.
So much so that people just see it as an undeniable fact by this point. And in his latest standoff with UMG, it turns out that his conduct hasn't changed, suggesting that he hasn't done any work on
Jay, don't
himself
mess with me,
since
you
the
right.
last time he took an L.
That's why I'm broke,
At the minute,
nigga.
Drake is rebelling against a man who was previously dubbed as his daddy by Kanye.
What?
UMG CEO Lucian Grange.
Say rich baby daddy, it's like Drake has a rich baby daddy named Lucian and Universal.
Wow.
He's like, you know, like, man, my daddy got it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, my daddy controlled the spins. My daddy got the DSPs. My daddy, Drake has a rich baby daddy.
Despite Drake and his company, Frozen Moments LLC, suing Universal for defamation over the lyrics in Not Like Us, the label has refused to back down and fired back with a statement that openly mocked his claims.
Not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical.
Sorry, can't let that slide.
Invested massively
What you
in
eating?
music,
Curry
and our
chicken.
employees
Rest in
around
peace.
The world have worked
I'm Jamaican as hell.
tirelessly for many years to help him achieve.
You just trying to flex a bando? Because if you ain't got more money than me, I want to hear it, bro. You got a band? I'll shut up, bro. And do whatever you say, gang.
historic commercial and personal financial success.
You don't need to
Throughout
know.
his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry, to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles, to express his feelings about other artists. He now seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek from UMG for distributing that artist's music. We have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual. At the same time, we will vigorously defend this litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artist who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song.
But rather than handling it with the calculated restraint you would expect from a major corporation like UMG, they seem dead set on going to war, suggesting that Drake may have finally pushed them too far.
They seem
They are past
like enough for you now, which is odd.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Stop it, chat. Stop it.
You don't think that they're tired of the brat? Just
I
you know,
think that
throwing
he might be.
ASAP Records found not guilty, obviously, because his baby mama is a literal billionaire. He was getting out of jail no matter what.
and stomping his fucking feet.
We done had them conversations, and
Already.
the line is drawn.
Yeah.
Ain't no budget no more. Okay, then nigga, it's up. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know how you talk to somebody like, all right, well, that's what it is. All right, well, fuck, you do what you got to do then.
But in typical fashion, Drizzy has noted their animosity and decided to wave another red flag in front of the UMG bull. And as always, he's made it personal by dragging someone on the sidelines into the mix. This time, it's Lucian Grange's daughter-in-law, Sophia Richie. Taking to his alternate Instagram account Plot Twist, Drake maliciously shared an image of her sporting a
Wait, Drake has an alt account, chat? Y'all knew that?
with an OVO owl on it. To make matters worse, he wiped his entire following list, leaving only her as the one person he follows. In the wake of this move, the model and mother of one has refrained from responding because, in all likelihood, she's got better things to do than to get tangled up in these industry politics. But ultimately, she's just being used as a pawn here, with the target of Drake's aggression being the men in her life. And sadly, no one was the least bit surprised that he opted for this tactic, or that he's naive enough to expect a positive outcome. This is why it was easy for the whole industry to churn on him. He does weird shit all the time. I'm starting to get the hint that I don't think Drake ever learned what fuck around and find out is. The reason for the disgust isn't necessarily what he's doing. After all, this is hip-hop and leverage is there to be used in battle. However, the problem is that it's a very pronounced pattern, and it's one that doesn't generally work out for him. Beginning with his feud with Meek Mill, the women in and around the rapper he's beefing with have always been wielded as a weapon by Drizzy. In Nicki's case, she and Drake had been friends for years. Having learned their craft together alongside Lil Wayne as his two leading proteges from Young Money, Drake initially seemed happy to collaborate with her man Meek Mill from Philly. After releasing Amen together the previous year, the pair reunited for Rico, and it was the line, "The girl of your dreams to me is probably not a challenge," that initially had Meek in his feelings as he thought he was low-key getting sneak dissed on his own album. Afterwards, he historically unveiled that Drake had used ghostwriters in the form of Quentin Miller, which set the stage for the most notable W of Drake's battling career.
That's true.
But as is always the case with the Drake feud, there was collateral damage in the form of the female caught in the middle. Initially, Drake's diss tracks like Charged Up had Nicki-based bars that were intended to belittle Meek as less than his girl as soon as the bars began.
No woman ever had me starstruck, but was able to tell me to get my bars up.
This assault kept coming on back to back, featuring lines referring to Meek doing a support slot at Nicki's shows.
That world tour, your girl tour. Yeah, he got cooked there, I ain't gonna lie.
Then, he inferred that the whole thing wouldn't last, rhyming, That's all fair in some ways if he didn't know Nicki, but by this time, she was engaged to Meek, while Drake had been her friend.
You know what's crazy is that Meek Mill fell off. I've never heard that nigga ever since that beef, bro.
For the better half of a decade.
But his Kendrick beef, Drake's still relevant. Isn't that crazy, bro?
In the Philly rapper's case, he claimed that all the talk about Nicki being more acclaimed than him never affected their relationship or his
I also remember like I was there. I was not there. Were you there, Flo, or no?
Self-worth.
I remember last year, this
I was not there.
Where everybody going against me about a diss track, and you know, I used to look at it like, yo, y'all really think this gonna stop me?
Right.
You think on telling me I'm going on my girlfriend's tour gonna stop me? Was that a joke? Because where I come from, like, you know, we come up, when you get money, a lot of guys, you end up gotta take care of girls, they ain't got nothing, they don't got no hustle no hustle for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just taking out your pocket and things like that. Was that funny? I thought that was like live for me to have a girl that like get more money than me, that do a bigger tour than me. I thought that was actually dope. Be able to wake up, go on stage with your girl, make some money, had some good loving at the end of the night. That's some live shit. I never thought that was, I was looking at that like, is that a joke? Where we come from, that's like live nigga shit.
In the end, the real victim in all of this was Minaj herself, who admitted, "It doesn't make me feel good. You don't ever want to choose sides between people you love. It's ridiculous. I just want it to be over." Later, after the dust settled and Drake was crowned the winner, she
Meek's not ass, but his later music didn't age well.
opened up about just
Meek is not ass. You tripping?
how much it hurt.
It was one of the hardest parts of my career. At the time, I did love both of them. I couldn't erase the love that I had for my team, but I also couldn't speak out, and I felt so imprisoned. And when we later spoke about it, Drake said, I wasn't worried about anything in that entire situation other than, what if Nicki takes a shot at me, then what? You know, that would have been so painful for both of us.
As well as the fact that before things got underway and diss tracks started flying, she had actively tried to prevent it.
I was behind the scenes, of course, wishing it never happened. Even prior to it happening, I tried to stop it from happening. I said, don't do that. It is what it is, you know, like, one thing I do know is that both Meek and Drake have moved on from that.
Yes, they have.
From the anger and all of this stuff.
As for her relationship with Drake, she claimed that they almost squabbled over it.
I would be lying if I said Drake and I didn't have a whole conversation about this, where I told him, man, what, I don't think, you know, because I was still in the mode of things that Meek did. And then seeing the relief that they both got from it and seeing it be so genuine, like, if you know them, you know that this has been weighing heavily on them, because it's not about who's more successful or any of that. It's just about, man, when you know that you've known someone and y'all was cool and you actually truly liked them as a person at one time, and then something small became something big, and then now you guys hate each other and you carrying that, it's something that is just, until it's dealt with, it feels horrible. Like, it just feels like it's eating away at you, but no matter what you do, you gotta make sure you're not in the same building with this person. You gotta make sure that, so I'm happy for them.
And while she might have been happy enough to move on, it doesn't change the fact that he put her in that situation.
And seeing that right after this fucking brawl that, at the biggest party of Fashion Week, I just felt so embarrassed. Like, this is not supposed to happen.
But the damage left behind the scenario was done, and by 2017, Meek Mill and Nicki broke off their 2-year engagement. To confirm, yes, I am single, she tweeted on January 5th, focusing on my work and looking forward to sharing it with you guys really soon. Have a blessed new year. Then, by February 1st of that year, she posted a picture alongside Drake. But it's safe to say that despite the occasional interaction, their relationship has never truly been the same. In fact, Nicki was one of the first to call out his hypocrisy, pointing out that he had no problem benefiting from his UMG ties long before he decided to take legal action against them.
Why didn't she say this?
After feeling her Queen album had been undervalued and underpublicized by her label, she suggested it was due to her unwillingness to play ball, while painting Drake as someone who reaped the rewards of playing along with the industry. Spotify put Drake's face on every playlist but told me they'd have to teach me a lesson for playing my music 10 minutes early on Queen Radio. Even though they've been giving away my music for free for years, and I am one of the top Spotify artists of all time. Whether he held a grievance over this or something else entirely, Drake would wind up doing Nicki dirty again. After initially being announced for a collaboration, Minaj was reportedly cut from Before All the Dogs. The track in question, Needle, was one she had personally requested for her own project, only for it to be claimed for Drake's album and then ultimately left unused.
Originally this song was going to be on his album, and it's so crazy how I always wanted it for my album.
Recently, she called him out for choosing to...
I'm not gonna lie, the Barbs and the Swifties are like two of the most toxic people I've ever heard, bro. Excuse me. They have the really, I don't know, Nicki Minaj's fan base is insanely like crazy, like loyal.
Collaborate with Lotto, one of her known rivals, instead of her, hinting that the relationship might be beyond repair.
So, Ugly Boy 1 and Ugly Boy 2, they know they forever gonna have a willing participant because girls
What ad blocker you use, Brody?
are so desperate for this money.
What ad blocker,
Nicki
Ramsey?
held Drake down and didn't switch on him like everyone did during the Kendrick beef, just for him to collab with Lotto. And while Nicki fans are correct that she never...
What's good, Ramsey? How you doing today, bro?
Or joined in to throw
Wait, what ad blocker do you use, Ramsey?
fuel on the fire, she also
Gatekeeping?
didn't make
That's the name of it? Alright, bet.
any attempt to defend him at the height of the Kendrick beef either. But it's not like she's been shy.
Right now we're watching Drake's obsession with other men's girls, so I guess he was obsessed with Nicki Minaj. Where's the other girl at, bro?
Calling out Dot as well.
We knew he liked
As
Nicki.
when Lil Wayne
Push
was
watching?
snubbed
That's
from the
cap.
Super Bowl halftime show, she was quick to come to his defense. In the Meek beef, Drake picks up an emphatic victory, but it appears to have been at the expense of damaging his bond with Nicki. And if he's willing to throw a longtime friend into the crossfire, should it really be a surprise that he's kept using the same tactic over and over? Except from here on out, it has continued to backfire, which was especially clear when he engaged in a rap battle with Pusha T.
Ooh, that's
By
his kid got
2018,
exposed.
Tensions have been bubbling between Drake and one half of the Clips duo for a while. In a lot of ways, they had always been feuding as an extension of the longtime animosity between Star Trek and Cash Money. But after a succession of subliminals, Pusha formally threw the gauntlet down on 2018's Infrared,
He had a kid.
referencing Drake's ghostwriting scandal with lines like, "It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin," and "How can you right your wrongs when you don't even write your songs?" Without hesitation, Drake fired back at Pusha with standard battle bars about him not being authentic and generally whack. But just like he did with Meek, he took things a step further by dragging Pusha's fiance into the mix, rapping, "I told you keep playing with my name and I'ma let it ring on you like Virginia Williams." But what he didn't realize when he did that was that unlike the Meek scenario, Drake was playing checkers while Pusha was playing chess.
Yeah, he cooked him
Which
with
was summed
this.
up by a user who wrote, "Drake came with rap punchlines and Pusha hit back with investigative journalism."
No, that was actually crazy what he did to him with the sun thumb. So Meek said you got ghostwriters, and then you said Quentin, and then basically Pusha T claps back and says the same thing. You got ghostwriters. And he's like, I'm gonna smash your girl. So then what?
On the story of Adidon, Pusha let it be known that bringing his family into it in the shape of Virginia was a bad move that
He's a suburban nigga. I think he's always been that. Do you hear the way he talks, bro?
would have terrible consequences.
Wait, why did he do that? What the hell was that? I never understood this one though. I'm not gonna lie. What the hell is this, bro? What the hell? Oh, Pusha T did this. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Family into it in the
What was
shape
that
of
for?
Virginia was a bad move that would have terrible consequences. Rapping.
He's not from the hood. I agree.
Beyonce, let him know who you chose as your Beyonce. With that, Pusha sought to destroy him once.
Yeah, nah. Pusha killed him with this one right here. With the Sophie is your like Sophie. What was the girl's name? The baby mama that he got pregnant. That's crazy. How do you even get that information?
And for all, exposing that he had a kid with an adult star known as Sophie Brousseau.
Yeah, we know.
It from the world. In the process, he exposed not only what Drake had withheld from the public, but blew up the Adidon Adidas.
It's kind of redundant, but it's kind of like every single rapper has an image to uphold. A lot of them say they have millions of dollars when they're all broke off of literally the record labels deals are all loans. So majority of every rapper does not have money right now.
Press run
And some other people like Kenny too.
To the attention of the world. In the aftermath, everyone knew that Push had won and he didn't feel the slightest bit of remorse. All because Virginia's name was mentioned.
All bets are off because of that. That alone causes all bets to be
How did he
off.
find that
I agree
out?
with you. Fair game.
All relationships.
How did he find that
stuff
out,
is
though?
On the table now because he brought up your.
I want to know how he found that out. Yo, these niggas be doing investigations on Drake, bro. But the only thing I would say though is a lot of niggas. It's easy to hate Drake. I said Drake is like LeBron, bro. Niggas just hate Braun for no reason. A lot of niggas hate Drake for the same reason, bro. It's really funny. But bro, this nigga did not fall off after. He was still Drake, bro. Niggas still try to take him down. Even though he gonna get dissed, you can't take this nigga down, bro.
I agree.
Yeah.
Usually when someone gets dissed, their whole career is gone completely. It's not happening to him.
For Pusha, it was truly deeper than rap, as he insisted that he was trying to start a broader conversation over his character.
If Drake taps out, would you stop Push? Would you be like, all right, I'm good?
No.
You know what? I'm not gonna bully the situation because I feel like I think it's bigger questions now, though. I really do.
100%.
They don't have to be answered to me, but I definitely feel that they're a bigger question than the things that I brought up, and I mean that he has to answer. I really feel like they need to be answered. That's real. We talked about the right.
I did not know who Pusha T was until he had a beef with him. I had no idea who this guy was.
Or whatever, the ghostwriting allegation.
Did Bron mess with Drake? That's crazy you say that. Wasn't he on stage with his son there to say that?
All right, cool.
Wait, hold on. You say that with knowledge. All right, bro.
Would you stop Push? Would you be like, all right, I'm good?
No, I didn't know who this guy was. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The only thing I say, bro, he did lose this with his son though. That was actually crazy.
You know what? I'm not gonna bully the situation because I feel like I think it's bigger questions now, though. I really do.
100%.
They don't have to be answered to me, but I definitely feel that they're a bigger question than the things that I brought up, and I mean that he has to answer. I really feel like they need to be answered. That's real. We talked about the writing or whatever.
Before the beef, what did the beef even happen?
We off that. Now you get to
What beef does LeBron have with Drake, bro? Makes no sense. So they would have beef, bro.
Mimicking of the black
face,
culture.
right?
Blackface.
Oh, they keep saying Drake not black. Yeah, they keep bringing that up.
You talking multi-millionaire talk to me and you tucking a baby. Like, I'm not with all of that.
Right.
So, like, I don't even hang with my friends who have child support issues.
In later interviews, he noted his disdain for healthy relationships.
No, I've never heard of it.
All went back to his
I know who
childhood.
Pharrell Williams is. I've never heard of a song by Pusha. I'm not gonna lie. Never heard on the radio. Never heard in the mainstream. Never heard of TikTok. Never heard nothing.
Now I gotta dig deeper.
I know. Has it ever been on the radio?
Now I gotta dig in and see, what are y'all like? What's your family like? Oh, your dad left you at 5. Oh, I
Never
get
heard of him.
that. He never walked you to the bus stop. You're mad about this. Oh, like you parade your dad around in these weird suits. You parade him. It's clown-like. That's what I get. I get clown feelings from that.
Back then, even his current day defender Maul agreed that bringing women into it meant that anything could happen.
He said it. Pusha put it out there. Nothing is out of bounds right now.
What did Drake say about his fiance? He said her name. A wedding ring of what?
Said he was gonna make it ring. But Push probably feels like
Even though, wait.
Nah, that I do agree. Talking about a man's woman is a very, very soft spot, and that's a way to get a nigga really choked up. Like, that's how you get a nigga mad. Drake know what he was doing. He got a nigga mad saying that. Any niggas gonna get mad if that's your actual girl.
Before y'all go any further, I have.
Bet you heard it. What's the name of it again?
Some time, no niggas from a different generation.
What's the name of the song?
Like, you just speaking, you can't talk about somebody's girl. Because the second you talk about somebody's girl, you have triggered something.
Yeah.
You have triggered another level in beef. Like,
That's a fact. That's facts, bro.
I'm getting on the phone.
Virginia Beach? I'm not from there.
Like, really not doing that. So
Miami.
I do understand that.
Yet he's done it time and time again. After claiming the sex was average with you about Rihanna, he got retaliation from Flacco, who spit, "In they feelings over women, what, you hurt or something? I smashed before you birthed, son. Flacco hit it first, son." And when Not Like Us dropped, Drake sought to hit mustard where it hurt, following his ex-wife and mother of his 3 children on Instagram. It doesn't stop there either. When getting roasted in the comment section by some random dude on Instagram, his first line of defense was to go straight for the women in his life. "I just followed your girl because she's probably miserable and needs some excitement in her life."
Now this was actually diabolical. I'm not gonna lie. If Drake, boy, the good thing my girl hates Drake, bro. But if my girl, I would have been on my knees. Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I would have crashed out, bro. I would have crashed out. That can't. I would never wish that on my worst enemy, bro. I don't care who it is, bro. I would never, bro. Damn, I can never have. Yeah, I can't have that happen to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm good though. I'm good. We good over here. But that's crazy.
But while these stories are well documented, there's one instance where Drake tried to hit a rival MC where it hurts. One that only adds to the perception that his tactics are a little suspect. The tension between Mos Def and Drake is a bit...
Who the hell is this?
In many ways, it started with Drake himself. After Complex reviewed his poetry book, he took to Instagram to fire back at the reviewer, writing, "Can you do an article where the baddest Instagram girls in the world review my poetry book? Not the head of the Mos Def fan club. Thanks." Not long after, Mos, now known as Yassine Bey, was asked about his thoughts on Drake. And the legendary conscious rapper behind Black Star with Talib Kweli and the classic Black on both sides didn't hold back.
Like, is Drake hip hop? I know.
Drake is
we're here
pop.
for truth. We're here for truth.
Drake is pop.
Is he gay?
Right, that's fair. In the sense that it's charting like pop music, popular music.
In the sense, like, if I was in Target in Houston and I heard a Drake song, so it feels like a lot of his music is compatible with shopping, or as you know,
It's not rap?
with an edge in certain instances, or
not rap.
Fair. I like Drake's music, but I understand exactly what you're saying.
Of course, I mean,
it's
I get
commercial, entertaining, fun, good,
it's
formulaic music.
it's likable.
Likable music, yeah.
As always, Drake took this personally, even if most of his criticism was purely his perspective on music. Soon, he took to Instagram, referring to the legendary spitter as a bohemian bucket.
What does that mean?
Which is slang for crackhead. Now, thankfully for Drake, Mos is a humble and mature man. So, rather than getting in his feelings, he actually explained what was transpiring.
Drake, if you would like to speak to me directly.
He's pop star. What is the category of pop entail though? Like, what do you mean?
You can at any point. I reached out to Chappelle.
Like, what's like 3 pop songs by Drake? Like One Dance or something like that?
I DM'd you. You are a very talented MC. I require more of myself and others than just talent or charm or charisma, particularly in times of
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't think it's just pop though.
Crisis. And what I would like to see in terms of creators or creative people in the world.
What do you consider
related
pop?
To our culture.
Like, who are the pop artists?
Connect with us beyond the jukebox.
And maybe Drake should have listened, because with one quote, he actually predicted a lot of the jumping ship that occurred during the Drake-Kendrick beef, almost as if he was forewarning what would come.
You know, a fair weather friend can hardly be called a friend at all. The people who party with you, that's cool, but will they show up if you had the triage?
Despite Mos' open and honest response to him, Drake did what Drake does and followed a woman in his life. Except this time, he picked his daughter Layla, who was born 2 months after Drake had begun his rap career with Room 4.
Not on Origins, but like, what do you consider hip hop then?
This was weird. As one user put it,
What do you consider hip hop? Niggas been here for the last 15 years, bro. What do you consider hip hop then if he's not hip hop?
Said Drake wasn't hip hop, and Drake's response to that
there we go.
was to follow his freshly 18-year-old daughter. Naturally, people were both horrified and baffled, questioning how anyone would think this is a good idea. To many, it felt like yet another glimpse into Drake's warped mindset. Does he have no self-awareness, or does he just not give a fuck? When the #1 record in the world is calling you a PDF, you probably shouldn't be following teenage girls. He does not see her as a person with feelings. He uses her as a pawn that he should use in order to hurt her dad. Thankfully, Layla hasn't followed him back. Instead, she's a young artist in her own right who opened up about her hip-hop icon father.
Is Mos Def your dad? Is there any relationship
Oh, remember Layla? Like, not my problem. That's just not my problem.
between you and Mos Def, since it seems that's the most asked thing?
Yes, he is my dad, y'all. The rumors are true. No, I'm kidding. But yes, he's my dad. He's my dad.
Did you learn anything from him in terms of your approach to music at all?
I don't know. I guess like I kind of just always been my own like artist in a way, and like that's a cool thing because I feel like as a kid, like whenever we would just jam sesh and like vibe out, like me and him, like I don't know. I always had my own style. I always had my own thing going on, and he's always just been like, "Okay, kid, I see you."
Admittedly, this treatment is not solely reserved for the men he has disputes with. Instead, it can also happen to any famous woman
What's
he's
good, Vamp?
rejected by and their future partners.
Who's that?
Years back, Drake and Serena Williams had a brief fling. It began with flirty tweets like this one from 2011 that read, "I cannot wait to put it on you and make you sweat" during our match this weekend. Then,
What do you
as
say
Drake's
that?
stardom continued to rise and Serena remained as dominant as ever, the young
What's
money
good, Vamp?
artist decided to use 2013's Worst Behavior from
How you doing, Brady?
Fame as an opportunity to pay homage.
Do you consider this like a pop album though, Rumsey? I don't know. I don't know what Rumsey's like discography of is though.
Williams rapping, "I'm with my whole set, tennis matches at the crib. I swear I could be Serena when she playing with her left." Despite Serena's claims that the relationship was friendly, the pair would be spotted kissing not once, but twice in the space of a couple of months.
Damn.
As they continued to appear at her matches, the pair were spotted locking lips in the VIP section of a restaurant in Cincinnati. Eventually, things went south and they parted ways amicably. Or at least that's what Serena thought. But years on, he decided to randomly swipe at her husband, Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, on Middle of the Ocean from her loss, spitting, "Sidebar, Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no boo, it is like you coming for sushi. We might pop up at him at will like Suzuki." In response, Alexis let it be known that he was happy to let his wife's biggest supporter. Meanwhile, the internet dragged Drake over the coals. Imagine being the softest little baby in hip-hop and thinking you're coming out swinging against all these successful women who don't give a fuck about
Damn.
you. Drake is such a loser, acting like an incel. He disgusts me. Really, it's no surprise that after that all went down.
So you're saying music is just an area, a demographic of people? Like the hood is just, you know, New
Serena
York?
was happy to dance on his grave at the ESPYs this year.
Some of the best athletes in the world are right here in this room. Some of the strongest, fastest, and most
It's a
skilled
culture.
people ever are right here. And if I've learned anything
There's a lot of big hip hop artists that are not from the hood. So do we consider them just not hip hop artists, bro?
this year, is that none of
It's
us,
a part of
not a
cultures.
single one of us, not
Yeah,
even
music
me,
is a
should
culture, I
ever pick a
agree.
fight with Kendrick Lamar. He will make your hometown not like you. The next time Drake sits courtside at a Raptors game, they're gonna Forrest Gump him. Sight's taken.
Well,
And,
okay.
of course,
But the
she
hood
did
is not something to flex either.
where she
I
joyfully
think that we got to stop glorifying the hood because that's never been a good correlation of the amount of people that die from there and literally lose their lives, bro. Like being from the hood is like, we always glorified it, but there's nothing good. Like niggas don't want to be in the hood. That's why they rap about what they used to go through.
crip walk to not like us in front of 100
No, not the
million
point.
people.
I mean, I guess you're saying your story. Like Kendrick's obviously from the hood. He grew up there. He shares the story of what happened there, but then it gets glorified through the music to act hard and be like that. I know.
Another
I know,
woman
but
who
you say getting out of the hood, but what music is preaching getting like no a lot of the music we have today is literally it's gonna be YN music or it's gonna be glorifying what it was in the hood. That's why niggas, why do you think we have so many YNs, Rumsey? Because niggas want to be from the hood. They want to be there. And Drake is obviously not from the hood. We know that.
Situation is Georgia Smith, the British R&B artist who had a
We never progress as a whole aspect of hip hop. No one's ever like preached being better or just not killing each other like that. We don't do that enough, I feel like.
brief thing with Drizzy.
No interaction was between Drake and Georgia. I'd be like, he's definitely texted her at 4 a.m. saying, "I need you, girl." Has he never sent you that text at 4 a.m.? Oh man, I've got Drake all wrong.
I guess he's not as emotional as
I don't know about
He's
that.
not. He's a tough guy, clearly.
Once they broke up, Drake threw bars at her new man, Joel Compass, for having the audacity to be less successful than him on the track Jaded. I need to know how the new doo-doo guy does the same thing I do for a living, but is less wavy. Of course, it didn't stop there.
Oh, I
and
remember
with
Jaded.
a sizable age gap between them, the entire song had people creeped out by its lyrical approach.
Did y'all think he wants to control her? I could tell a girl you had potential and I wanted to shape it.
No, you can.
You could definitely tell a girl that.
It's not gonna go over well.
I'm convinced that this is about Georgia Smith. Y'all don't judge him for getting a 20-year-old name or number tattooed on him. Come on, man, with this casual bullshit you niggas is doing.
I didn't know.
Listen to the fucking song and tell me that the shit that he's saying about a 21-year-old girl. I think that record was definitely about Georgia Smith. And
I'm glad you related.
And I think it's creepy. But y'all think it's fine, so I don't know.
I don't know who it's about.
In every case, Drake's battle strategy follows the same strange pattern, targeting people who aren't even in the fight, hoping to provoke a reaction. After Pusha, you'd think he would have learned his lesson, but instead, he kept doubling down. In no time did it backfire worse than when he tried it with Kendrick. Back at the outset of the beef, Kendrick Lamar let Drake know that this was a sporting contest, declaring on Euphoria that this is a friendly fade, you should keep it that way. But instead, he chose not to heed Kendrick's warning. And across family matters in the Heart Part 6, bringing up his fiancée and mother of his kids, Whitney Alford, would be his undoing. It started out with bars like this, which made some big swipes about Kendrick's personal life. Proposed in 2015 but don't want to make her your actual wife. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening, right? I heard one of them kids might be Dave Freeze. Followed up with, only f***ing with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I'd never look twice at no teenager.
It's good,
Whitney,
Caleb.
you can hit me if you need a favor.
You still lurking or not, buddy?
Back, it's a lot safer. Drake even did some digging into Whitney's IG to find the comment where Dave Free commented a heart emoji on one of her pictures and then listed that as the cover art. However, as Kendrick made clear on Euphoria,
don't speak on the family, Crody. You can get deep in the family, Crody. Talk about me and my family, Crody. Someone go bleed in your family, Crody.
But Drake didn't listen, setting himself up for everything that followed. From Not Like Us and the pop out to the Grammys, the Super Bowl, and even the GNX tour, the fallout was relentless. And in the aftermath, even industry vets like Exhibit suggested Drake had no idea what he was getting himself into.
I think he was severely underestimated. And when you look at the parable of David and Goliath, and you see, somebody who's, very, dismissive or very arrogant or very, feeling like, because Drake wasn't talking the way he's talking now.
I don't know, bro. You gotta go get him. Go get him, bro. Go get him. Go DM everybody, Caleb.
Now, what we're seeing now is what we're seeing now is the repercussions of
go get him, bro.
Stepping on somebody that you shouldn't have stepped to. Like, they're not even in the same class. In my opinion, Drake should have just put out a massive hit for the women.
And after pushing so hard to paint a narrative that K-Dot and Whitney were estranged, her music video appearance would prove to be the ultimate death blow.
The family matter and the truth. You a fucking colonizer. The family matter and the truth for the matter. He was God. The family matter and the truth for the matter. He was God's plan to show y'all the liar. He was God's plan to show y'all the liar. No!
Facts.
And after all that happened, Kendrick capped it off by desiccating his Song of the Year award to his high school sweetheart.
And somebody get the broom out. Get that broom out.
Hey. Part 2, Not Like Us. Whitney in the video, Crip Walk. We gonna dedicate that one. She's gonna. Jay like them walks.
With that, Drake should be treading very carefully when it comes to posting wives and girlfriends online. But it appears if there's one thing he won't do, it's learn from his mistakes.
Taylor, yeah.
If people still wonder why
she's
so
a big
many
Kendrick fan, though.
Couldn't wait to take Drake down.
You say she's mad? No, she's not mad. She's a big Kendrick fan.
Look no further.
A lot of people say that, but she really loves him.
Than this. Now, with his reputation in shambles thanks to his own decisions, even easy targets like Joe Budden, who he recently tried to clown on his alternate Instagram with an unflattering photo, aren't taking the bait. And now he's of course targeting his co-host Melissa Ford on his new album with Party Next Door. You can't make this up. But more than anything, by once again posting another man's life on the gram, Drake is playing a dangerous game. Because if UMG decides to fire back, it could be the final nail in the coffin. After all, if anyone knows where the skeletons are buried, it's a man's record label. It's your boy Luesta, and if you need any—
Yeah, it's a very interesting video.